Whether you are a longtime parent or a gamer who is expecting an additional member to the family co-op screen, you can still find time for one of your favorite pastimes, video games. But with your free time shrinking faster than Mario after getting hit, you might be wondering how. Hey there folks, it's the Dove here to give parents tips to keep gaming. Let's start with an easy but vitally important tip for the parent gamer: headphones. Whether you want to avoid waking up your kids or want to drown out the noise of your annoying teenagers, headphones are the 19th century's gift to parents. Refined over the years to the wireless noise-canceling gems they are today, either the pocket-sized or ear-covering version will do the job for you. Why disturb your cute little baby with the constant firing of your first-person shooter? And with an old-fashioned baby monitor or new-aged phone app version, I can have one ear listening to the one very thing that brings me all the joy in the world, and the other open to hear if my demon spawn is growling and demanding food before I can grab it. That doesn't just apply to parents of little ones. Sometimes you can't listen to the horrible music or the high-pitched whining anymore, and noise-canceling headphones can give you the break you need. Sure, it hurts that my wife seems to use them in a similar fashion to me, but everyone needs a little time away. Your kids will argue, they will watch TV way too loud, and once in a while, rather than fight the fight with no victory, escape in a soundscape of video game soundtracks and effects. Earbuds are great for the little ones, making it easier to play with just one earpiece in and not have your headphones bent in an awkward and uncomfortable position. They also can be the cheapest option if your kids are bleeding your bank account dry. A nice pair of over-the-ear headphones is best for drowning out the noise, or if you really love that deep bass feel. Some of the best headphones can still find a way to shake your bones with the bass-filled sounds. The best pair of over-the-ear headphones can be left off your ears and nearby and still give you great sound. I will often leave my headset turned on full volume, but leave it sitting on the desk next to me so I can hear if my child wakes up from a nap. Either way, these little miracles of modern technology can help whisk you away to video game bliss. So make sure you have some on hand, or on ear, rather. Next up, replay some of your old favorites. If you started your gaming journey before being a parent, a lot of game stories hit differently once you have your child. From the God of War reboots, Kratos, to Death Stranding's Sam Porter Bridges, games seem like they have a totally altered story after you see it through the eyes of a parent. Not only will you see the story differently, but depending on the age of your kid, it might be a good way to introduce games to your kid. Play a few levels of Super Mario World that you mastered and see what they can do. If they seem to enjoy reading or like the fantasy genre, pop in Final Fantasy VI or your favorite turn-based RPG from your childhood. Sharing a story or a similar adventure is a great way to bond with not just your fellow gamer, but also your child. If you don't have the old systems, there are still ways to play old games on modern consoles and PCs. Outside of emulators, PlayStation has PlayStation Classics, Nintendo Switch Online has its own catalog of NES and Super Nintendo games, Xbox has some backwards compatibility and allows you to download older titles from their store as well. Whether you are replaying a classic from your library or trying to bond with your kid, fire up some of your old favorites. Hand sanitizer. This just seems like a no-brainer. Kids are little disgusting grubby crap factories, even when they look their cutest. If you're sharing the same controller, or you just wipe them down after a feeding, and you gotta get that little piece of mystery goo off your finger, either way, that little clear liquid can be a lifesaver. Hell, even if you just slammed a bag of chili cheese Fritos, it's nice to have that clear crud protection known as hand sanitizer. Nothing interrupts a gaming session, or rather a few moments of peace to yourself, like a broken controller. Dirty controllers can quickly lead to malfunctioning buttons, and not too often are they even worth fixing if you don't have the know-how or the parts laying around. A giant family-sized bottle might seem like overkill now, but that slight sting of sanitation will do wonders for the long-term lifespan of your controller. Speaking of controllers, As much as we want to pretend we will always clean our hands and never let our controllers fall out of our lap onto the hard ground, it never lasts too long before it starts sticking or making a weird clicking sound that you swear was there before, right? So stock up on controllers. When you have kids, regardless of age, they may not take your free time or hobbies into account when they fling the controller to their sibling across the room or just pound it on the ground in anger. They don't think, hey, how is mom or dad going to unwind when they take their jelly-encrusted fingers and pretend it's their new favorite toy? So, whenever you see your console's controller on sale, buy as many as your gaming budget will allow. Maybe once a year you can find a decent discount on or around Black Friday, but regardless of when that sale hits, stock up, buddy boy. Always keep a pen and paper handy. Parents are keeping their kids alive from the day they are born, and from day one they will be interrupting you. From demanding food, to changing them, to cleaning them, to hearing them scream at their sibling, whatever they can think of really, you will be interrupted so much you will wonder why you even have a hobby. But instead of getting frustrated and giving up the only tether to sanity that you have, grab a pen and paper and jot down a note to yourself, or get in the habit of writing down where you want to go in your game. A little notebook next to your console can save you hours of aimlessly wandering around a level you already finished while you try to jog your memory. A simple head towards cave or go speak to Ati in the nearest closet can be the difference in you actually getting to finish a game and letting your console collect dust. You don't actually need the pen and paper. There are all kinds of apps to take notes on your phone or tablet, but sometimes spending that time to physically write something down can help reinforce that note as well. Either way you do it, taking notes is not just nerdy, it's damn helpful, so try it out. Secure your information. Whether you game with Steam, Epic, Good Old Games, Xbox, Nintendo, PlayStation, chances are you have your credit information stored so you can easily buy the next game. Nearly every store has an option to force you to verify before purchase. Some are better than others, but they all have some way to keep your kids out of reach of your credit info. For consoles, make sure you lock those purchases behind passwords or pins. Steam has a handy family management mode that can help you secure your info as well. A lot more clicking, but it is definitely possible. There are multiple stories of kids charging thousands of dollars on a single game or buying a library of crap they never intend to play in the first place. But even if they buy one thing, that's enough to overdraw your account. Spending the extra time to secure that info will be worth it. Lock up your gaming library, people. Try different genres. This could go for anyone at all, but the reason I suggest it to parents is because it forces you to learn something new. While you may also be learning how to be a new parent, you can forget the viewpoint of your child. Kids are often trying things for the first time. Nearly every day is a first for them. And forcing yourself to learn and appreciate a new type of game or different art, music, culture, and so on can really help perspective. Trying a different style of game or a different developer can give you a whole new outlook on a game or series. So, the next time you're looking for a game, try a new genre. Don't sell your old consoles or games. When you upgrade to the shiny new version of whichever console you prefer, or even your last PC. Regardless of the generation it is, it can provide hours of entertainment for a young child. Sure, it may not have the sharpest graphics or ray tracing, because they almost know what that is, but chances are there's a superhero game, old sports title, or some kind of racing IP in your library that can entertain your offspring for at least a few hours. The fact of the matter is, unless you have patience to sell your old consoles and games piece by piece by yourself, trading them in at a store or gaming outlet will get you pennies on the dollar, especially if you're trading in previous generation stuff. Keep those consoles, store them properly, and use them when your kid is old enough or if you just want to play your old favorites. I unfortunately made the mistake of selling most of my older games and a few consoles. I'm now in the process of trying to piece back some of my favorite games slowly, And some of the best games can get very expensive or just incredibly hard to find. If you are like me and still want to play some of your old favorites, but can't find them or afford it all, you can look into some emulators. But the legality of those are very murky, even if you own the console and game. Hold on to the real thing if you can. Last and certainly not least, time. Make sure you always take care of your kids and your partner's needs, but every human being on the planet has to make some time for themselves. Superheroes and TV parents aren't real, so don't think you have to be doing everything for everyone all at once. It is easy to say make time for yourself, but this is often advice that goes right by new and some veteran parents. If you are in a plane and the oxygen masks fall, you are supposed to put on your own before helping your child. It is not heartless, it is logical. Thanks, Spock. If you pass out from lack of oxygen, then you can't help your kid at all. It may not be the perfect comparison, but if you aren't taking a few minutes to enjoy what makes you you, then things can get stressful real fast. Babies sleep a lot. Plenty of naps, and newborn parents definitely need to take advantage of time for extra sleep themselves. But sometimes you just can't fall asleep. Grab a controller and listen to the monitor until you feel tired. Waking up before the rest of your family does, or staying up a while after bedtime, can give you a tiny little goldmine of both peace and gaming fun. Until your kids are teenagers, their average for sleep is in the double digits. That allows adults a few hours of sanity. Teenagers are just all over the map, but they sleep plenty, so there's still time to game. The bottom line is, you need to find some time for yourself, regardless of how you fill it. I'm a die-hard gaming nerd who started a YouTube channel just so I had an outlet to discuss my love of video games. So clearly I found too much time, but if it makes you happy, then make sure it's part of your routine. If you have advice for parents who want a game, leave it in the comments section below. Folks, if you enjoyed this, don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe if you'd like more content like this. For even more content, go to twohatsandabeard.com or check out our YouTube page. Until next time, this is the Dove.
What? Go watch your linear entertainment. Go watch porn. Just go away.
Shit.
Fuck you! What the fuck?
Disrespectful little asshole!
I can't believe you did that. That's my